Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Today I've got on Ashlee Eales. Yeah, it's his fight. He's back fighting next weekend on the Callum Simpson versus Troy Williamson undercard at the First Direct Arena in Leeds against Jermaine Osborne Edwards or Jimmy over six rounds. And yeah, how you doing tonight, Ashlee?
Yeah, I'm good. I did my last long run this morning, um, and I've just left the gym now. Well, about got back about 45 minutes ago. Weight's good, feeling good, and excited.
Yeah, a bit of a short notice fight for both you for the both of you. But yeah, sort of explain because of course yeah, sort of explain how this 1v Jimmy came about and the whole thing what happened with was it Elliot Whale as
Yeah,
well?
got the call on. I think it was about 5 weeks' notice um, to fight Elliot Whale. Obviously, said yes straight away. Um, was waiting on the contract, and then didn't hear nothing for a couple of weeks. I weren't sure what was going on. Turns out he'd got bumped up to chief support against Blair Cobbs. Um, and fortunately, my manager and boxer agreed to keep me on the card. So was waiting on an opponent, and it turned out to be my pal. So yeah, we give him a call. Said, "Are you call about?" He was like, "I'm cool if you are. Let's get Christmas paid for." And yeah, ready to rumble.
Yeah, well, I mean, even no, it was meant to be Elliot Whale. He's got a big fight himself as well against Belair Cobbs, which is quite a big name from America, isn't he, Belair
Yeah,
Cobbs?
it's a big name, especially recently. Obviously, he beat Adrian Barona
Yeah,
not
do you
too
just think
far.
that's more of what's the word? Bigger, not bigger fight, but sort of um, he's more well known than you, maybe,
Oh, well,
perhaps,
most definitely more well known is for people like the likes of Barona.
and it might
Um,
shoot his rank. It looks better on his rankings, won't it?
Most definitely, definitely. I put a little comment on there, like a little chicken emoji when him and Blair was coming out to fight when that got announced, and Elliot was like, "Don't disrespect me. This is a better fight." And I said, "Listen, I know it's a better fight. Um, it's not a riskier fight because I'd say I'm a riskier fight because there's less reward for the fight. Um, but it's a brilliant fight for him, and I hope he wins, of course. And I'm going to do the business next week, and it's still a potential fight for the future. So I've got to got to go do my job, and he's got to do his. But it's a very tough fight for him. It's not an easy fight. Um, Not that I would have been anyway. I believe I'm just as tough as Blair Cobbs, if not a better boxer. Um, but Cobbs has been on the circuit for a little bit longer. He's a bit more well known, so probably getting paid more money. He's on the chief support, gets
Mm,
boosted up to a world ranking probably if he beats him.
yeah.
So it's completely understandable, but it is what it is.
Well, at least they've kept you on the card anyway.
Exactly that. It gives me a chance to showcase my skills, um, and yeah, get myself in some big fights next year.
And as I said to Jimmy the other day, I had him on. I said it's the battle between two Midlands champions, really. And
Yeah.
of course, you did win the Midlands title at sort of similar time as well.
Yeah, I won the Midlands. It was actually a week before him. I won it on the Saturday. Won it on the Saturday or the Friday after on a hanger show, and obviously we're pals. Um, we've been supporting each other for our entire careers. It's all love, but it's come to a point where we've got to collide, and it's good. It's brilliant as well because no matter what, everyone thought he was retiring, and he's got his license sorted and that. So win or lose, he's got a big year, and I'm only just getting started in this game. So it's a brilliant start for us both. And like I said, I get a chance to showcase my skills, look really good, and go on to some big things next year.
Yeah, 100%. Of course, yeah, because I remember interviewing you before the Stannard fight, and I remember, because Jimmy was meant to be fighting Kirk Stevens originally, then Kirk
Oh
pulled
yeah, yeah.
out. So I asked you, so I knew, that you two were good friends when it got announced, because you said you were supporting him in that fight,
Of course.
where he won it. He's been supporting you too. I also, I thought you sparred some rounds, but Jimmy said that you haven't.
Nah, we've sort of missed out on sparring each other. We're from different stables, of course, different managers, and it's just we've never had opponents that are similar styles to ours, so we've not needed to spar each other. Um, and maybe for this reason, everything happens for a reason, and now we're fighting. Of course, if we'd have sparred each other, we would have known it a little bit more about each other's fighting styles, and things might have happened a little bit differently. And fortunately for both of us, we're in a position where we can take that risk.
But you've sort of been watching each other progress anyway, even though you may not have had your eyes on each other, as a potential opponent, but as close mates, you sort of kept an eye on his career, just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
supporting
I've
him.
watched all his fights, supported him, and I've wanted him to win every fight that he's had up until this one, of course. So,
Yeah.
and then after that, I want him to win everyone again, but this one's mine, and that's it. Look, I can't talk no smack about him. He's my bro. There's no hard feelings. There's no animosity there. But I've got a job to do.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I mean, he's had some big fights himself, as you will know. He's a Midlands champion as well as yourself. He's also fought Sean Noakes for the English. I'm sure there was he fought for a belt against Ethan James, or it might have been an eliminator of some sort. But
Yeah, it was an eliminator against Ethan James, someone that's not too dissimilar to me.
and
Tall.
what did you make of those fights? And what do you overall yeah, see in Jimmy as a fighter?
I think he's a tough guy, man. He's fit. He's got a chin on him. He comes forward. He throws a shot, and he's game to fight anyone. Sean Noakes was a tough fight. I'm not too sure if he took that one on short notice or whatever, but Sean's a good fighter and styles make fights, so that one was a bit tougher for him. The Ethan James fight, that was it's hard fighting Ethan. He's awkward,
Rangy
switches,
as well.
sticks and moves. He don't like to. He ain't trying to knock anyone out. He's just trying to pip your head off and move. I sparred him the other week. You know what I mean? And we have good sparring. And
Oh,
this
have
was
you have you been getting tips off Ethan then? I'm
nah, nah, nah.
only joking.
This was actually before it was announced. Just before it was announced that I was fighting Jermaine. Um, I sparred Ethan, and he actually fought tonight. He's probably
Yeah,
fought
I
by now.
think he got a shutout points win. He did.
Not surprised, not surprising that.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, and then it turns out we're fighting. I'm fighting someone that he's fought anyway. A brilliant because that fight's on YouTube, of course. That's a brilliant fight for me to watch. In that one, Jermaine runs out of the gate on it and jumps on him a little bit fast. I don't believe he'll do that to me because it's a little bit more risky. But I also know he's fit, so I've got to be careful for the whole 6 rounds.
yeah. I mean, even though those two fights against Noakes and James didn't go his way, that they are a good level opposition, and of course he's the Midlands champion in his own right. So it's going to be a tough night's work for yourself and for him as well.
Yeah, of course, and look, he had them. I've had a loss myself
Yeah,
against someone that I shouldn't have really lost to. Regardless of what I think about the decision, I've took a loss, and that's what happens in this game. Um, he's had a few learning curves. That don't mean that he's not going to go far in this game. It just means that he had to learn on that night. So I can't overlook him at all just because he's had 2 losses. I've had a loss, and I know that
yeah.
that don't mean nothing about my skills. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this is 100% a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, I mean, as you said in well, it wasn't like it's a sort of a mini head to head that you done that joint interview with Jimmy. I took a watch of it the other day. Very respectful, and you said you've both uh sort of underdogs, if you get what I mean. You both have been doubted in certain moments of your career and stuff. Some people might not have expected you both to have done as well as you have.
Yeah, we weren't even expected to get to this point right now. We've come the back road, not many amateurs, zero amateur experience pretty much between us. We've had to go on the road, and he's had a couple of opportunities, and this is my first proper one. So It's really exciting that we're getting to do this, especially with each other. I'm happy that we get to feed our families for Christmas. Um, it pays for Christmas, and we get to go into the new year on a good start. You know what I mean? A busy next year for the both of us, regardless. Um, but I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, and I said to him as well the other day, I was surprised when it got announced that it was only 6 rounds because I originally thought it was like a Midlands title or an eliminator for a belt. So I was expecting it to maybe be 10 or 8 rounds. But yeah, so it wasn't spoke about being 10, it was just offered as a 6 round fight, this one.
No, well, I got offered Elliot Whale. That was supposed to be 8 rounds, um, which again I said yes straight away to. So when they've kept me on the card, of course they've got the more rounds that you fight in, the more money that they've got to pay. And if it's not for a title, um, I suppose it don't really make sense for them to do more rounds. I would have been happy to do 8 rounds, even 10, and I know Jermaine would have as well. It just turns out that we're on the earlier side of the card, so it's just a 6 rounder. So we're going to have to go out there and put it all on the line early for everyone, so you don't miss out them extra few rounds.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, it it's quite a good card as always. Sort of some I've seen some people say, it's not the best of card, but I think it's good that people like you and Jimmy, people who've had to work really hard on the small hall scene to get themselves to this moment, deserve it because there's a few other fights as well down the card that have worked their way up as well from the small hall scene.
Yeah, that's it. And to be fair, I think it's a cracker. I'm a boxing purist. I love the sport, so I like watching it. We've got Rafa, his brother, on the card. We've got Elliot Whale and Blair Cobbs for the chief support.
Levi Giles v Stringer, that's a good fight.
Yeah, and of course these might not be household names as of yet, but there's potentially some world champions on this undercard coming up. Um, and look at me and Jermaine; it's such a 50-50 fight for just a 6 rounder. So it's not
Yeah.
like I'm not fighting a journeyman. He's not fighting a journeyman. It's a proper fight, and the two main fights are huge fights. So
Tough to
Elliot Wales
pick
got a
as
really tough
well.
one. What's that?
I said tough to pick winners in quite a few of these as
Yeah,
well.
this is what I'm saying. So it's such a 50-50 card. So for anyone saying that it's a rubbish card, potentially might just be a hater of the organisation and a lover of another one. But that's the game. When they watch on next Saturday, they're going to go, "That was a brilliant card."
Yeah, definitely. I mean, some people may not have heard of a few of the people on the undercard. That's why sometimes they just look at it and go, "Oh, I haven't heard of them. It's a rubbish card." But if
That's
they,
exactly what it is.
look into it, they realise that there's some good little fights on there, like your fight and like the whale fight as well, which is a good fight.
Exactly that. If you was to look on it and you see my name, if you're from the other end of the country, even if you're from up the road, I'm not known in the sport yet. I'm not known in the boxing industry outside of the Midlands. And I've won the Midlands, but I've done nothing in the amateurs, and I'm yet to do anything in the pros. But we're on the way, and this time next year, everyone's going to go, "Oh, remember that card that he was on?" You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That they'll know who I am after this.
yeah, definitely. And yeah, it's gonna all out war this one. Do you
Listen,
think this time because of course in your last fight I will give it a little mention it was sort of a bit of a messy sort of fight, wasn't it, against Tintlin? He sort of made it an ugly fight, if you get me.
yeah, it was a bit of an awkward fight. Tall.
And I was watching it, yeah, on his because I don't think they didn't stream it until like the main card. So I was watching it, yeah, on his Facebook, and I was looking at because I wanted to watch the fight, so I saw he was live, so I just clicked on it to watch it because I wanted to watch it, and
Yeah,
I saw everyone saying, "Oh, it's Ash making it dirty," and I'm sat there looking, "You what?" And they're all scoring it to him, and I'm like, didn't know what.
crazy. Obviously, I had a shutouts point win. He hardly. He might have landed a jab or one fight in the whole thing, or dropped him in the first round. But I'd had 18 months out of the ring, and I took my first loss. So subconsciously, maybe there was a little bit, not fear, but a little bit of caution in the win. I couldn't afford to take another loss on the bounce, and it was a winning record. He had 12 wins and five
Welsh
losses.
champion as well.
Welsh champ, and
Decent
he'd
win.
had 5 fights this year, so he'd been active. So I couldn't afford to give it away, and I think I was a little bit nervous. That's what I was, a little bit nervous. I needed to get back in there, shake the ring rust off, and
Well, sometimes it is going to be messy, isn't it? But you got your hand raised and you go on to another big platform. What do you make of the whole thing of Boxer being on BBC? What do you reckon of the move for Boxer?
I think it's amazing. I think it's brilliant the fact that it's on a Freeview channel. People can sit at home. People that may not have access to cable TV or Sky and stuff like this, or have a subscription to Zone, they can sit and watch some amazing fights. So I think it's a brilliant thing, and it's been what, over 20 years since I've had a deal with the BBC and any sort of boxing organisation. So I'm excited to put on a performance and see what the future holds.
Yeah, definitely. And it's sort yeah, it's sort of a winner stays on hopefully as well.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I think, of course, I'm going out to really prove a point. Um, but after this, we'll have a talk. If Ben goes, if he wants me on board, then he can have a word with me on the sidelines and see what he offers. But
Because he's
I
looking
know,
for some new stars, isn't he?
of course, but I know my worth, um, and I know there's opportunities out there, um, worldwide, that could change my life. So I need to. I've got a job to do next Saturday, and uh, Ben's the first in line to have an opportunity to take me on. So we'll see.
Yeah. Have you got a prediction? I'm going to ask it to you. Have you got a prediction for that main event between Simpson and Williamson?
It's a tough one, and they're both really good guys. If I went on their past fights and the way the trajectory has been going for them, you'd think that Callum Simpson might have the edge. But Troy Williamson in his last fight turned the tide and knocked someone out that he weren't supposed to. So, and he's been a tough fight. I've been watching Troy and been a fan of Troy since he turned pro, really. Um, and he's always been someone that I thought, oh, if I fought him, you'd have to be on your A game. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it's a very, very good fight. So it's a pick and fight. I'll maybe lean towards Callum because he's the bigger guy and he's he's a really tough guy. He's jumped up off the canvas and had some really tough fights. Um, but again, I've been wrong a lot of times. So, and I thought Mark Dickinson was going to win the fight against Troy, and I was completely wrong about that. So yeah, I'm terrible when it comes to picking boxes to win.
Did yeah. Did was it you that picked Crawford over Canelo, or did you have Canelo?
Crawford all day long.
Yeah. So you got that one right though.
Got that one right, but again, that was the fight of his life. That was a phenomenal performance. And Crawford is someone that I've idolized since I turned pro in this sport. He switches. He comes from a very tough life, a tough upbringing, and he's a dog. He hits hard with both hands, and he goes to war when he needs to, and that's something that I see a lot of my. It's easy to say I see a lot of myself in Crawford. Because he's the best boxer in the world. Of course, anyone's going to say that. But the fact that I can switch, I can hit hard in both hands, and I can adapt in there, he is someone that I've been studying for a long time.
Yeah. And as always, Ashley, before I let you go, I'll let you shout at the usual people who were backing you, helping you, anyone at all.
Yeah, of course, I want to thank all my sponsors for helping me out on this journey. I couldn't do nothing without them. My team at Boxing Clever Academy, all my fans and all my family. I honestly couldn't do it without them all. And now it's time that I can show them that it's been worth it. The journey's been a long one, but it's only just beginning.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, from me, a big thank you for your time today. Do appreciate it as always, and all the best on yeah, next weekend. All the best.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for having me as always, and we'll catch up after this one, and we'll have a chat about the win. Yeah,
Definitely, mate. I'll catch you after it, yeah? All the
see you in a bit,
best.
my bro.